Bad news. As I was sweeping 300 gallon to remove the accumulated leaf litter and other junk in order to prep for plants, I found this monster dragonfly larva. Now last season I had a real problem. From all accounts, it was like a crazy dragonfly year last year. I've been doing this for 12 years and never had an issue, especially nothing like I had last year. But it doesn't bode well that in the spring sweep of this early in the season, that I'm already finding them. I'm going to treat the tub again. I'm going to continue to sweep it out to try and remove all that I found, but bad news. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and it's still coffee o'clock here at the O'Leary household, but I'm trying to beat the weather to get some work done around the yard and tubs today. I've made a ton of progress in the greenhouse, but I need to move the lilies out from those bottom bins into these bigger bins in order to finish planting up the greenhouse bins so that I can be ready to move out all the shrimp and fish that I want to put in those in particular, as those will go out first, being as the greenhouse stays much warmer. So I've been doing a sweep of this big tub. In previous years, I've always broken it down for the winter. This year, I didn't. I have no idea why. So what we have to do is remove all the old leaves and debris and sort of clean it out a bit, just like you would if you had an in-ground pond in your yard. There's some spring maintenance that comes along. So I'm working on doing that. But I found a dragonfly larva, and I'm a little nervous about it. So I have to find my chemicals for treating for those. Which is kind of a bummer because treating for the dragonflies also kills off any daphnia or other little microcrustaceans that grow in the tubs, and I was really hoping to not have to do it. Anyway, I'm moving out some of the marginals. I'm moving out the lilies. Sorry. I'm getting more bins filled and really just trying to keep this train rolling as we get ready for this, what's going to be, by all accounts, I hope, a really awesome summer tubbing season. So let's get to work. Now the good news is that so far I've only found the one dragonfly larva, and it's possible it's just one that somehow made it through my treatment last year. But it still makes me nervous. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of the documentary stuff on dragonflies, but they are no freaking joke as predators. They can really take down quite a range of fish, and certainly all my fry. And we found that out last year as they just decimated my white cloud fry. And this really is my favorite tub for rearing white clouds because I get such a good yield. I'd hate to not be able to move them out into this. Now if I have, oh my word. Now if I have to, I could just make this a lily tub and, you know, but it seems like an awful waste of a ton of precious real estate. And again, with this massive dilution, you really get an amazing yield of fish. Now I've been out here sweeping this tub, I guess for about 2 hours now. If I was smart, I would just unplug it and drain it. But it's actually easier to remove the leaf litter like this. And in theory, I could leave the leaf litter, but I want to be able to see into the tub to monitor the plants, at least in those first few weeks, before I let it go au naturel. I think I have the bulk of it now. I just have to let it settle for a bit. Ooh, there's a big chunk of algae. I just have to let it settle for a bit, and then I'll be able to get a better idea of what sort of leaf litter's still in here. And hopefully I'll be able to see if there's any more dragonfly nymphs. The water is a disgusting shade of green-brown right now. But that should clear up pretty easily. Alright, so I'm going to take the wheelbarrow and go grab a bunch of plants and move them out here. One thing I did want to mention that you can do in your tubs, if they're relatively shallow like these Laguna bins, is if you need to elevate one of the pots a little bit more, you don't have to drill them. You can use something like this paver or a flat rock to elevate them enough so that the plants are at the correct water line. I did want to show you too that the tubs have cleared up pretty nicely, and you can see the crazy amount of growth that the lily's getting already. And that Venezuelan poppy is almost to the surface just from being outside for a few days. It's pretty awesome. Same thing in this tub. You can see how beautiful the red lily leaves are. I also moved out a little bit of that mosaic plant. The hope is that it will grow to cover this entire surface. Now, I probably won't have time to get a video out for you guys tomorrow since I'm speaking. Again, that's at Reef to Rift, where I'll be presenting on using natural materials in an aquarium to facilitate breeding. I'll also be signing books. So if any of you guys want to go to that, I'd love to see you there. But it means that I'm going to be gone. It's a few hours from my house, so I'm going to be gone all day, which means I won't have time to shoot a video. You can see this is still looking pretty murky. Starting to be able to see through the top few inches. I'm hoping that before the rain comes it clears out so that I can see if I can move lilies in or not. I have a couple more marginal tubs to place out here. The plan is for Monday to do a filtering your budget bin video. So make sure you're subscribed with the notifications on for that. I don't want you guys to miss it. I think it's going to be a really fun series. Now back to work. This is how things stand right now. I moved out some really small varieties of lily into these shallow tubs. I have a couple marginal pots, waiting for this to clear up. Fill in this one. Again, a couple marginal tubs and a small variety of lily. You can see how much growth these guys have gotten in the past week. And then I did decide on the placement for that 40 gallon. I thought the cats, see the cats in the catio? I thought they might enjoy having a water feature. So I stuck a landscaping brick in here. I'm going to move one of those marginal pots. Excuse me, Mabel? Can I help you? Mabel Grace. Hi, Pepper Elizabeth. Hi, are you happy? What about you, Mabel? I thought so. Anyway, I'm going to move one of those marginal pots over here and just fill this. We'll go over it in depth more in a future video, as well as some additional planting information. But for now, just for space sake, I'm going to have to utilize this. This is all the excess lumber from building the catio. And I'm thinking what I can do is build some sort of small planter to put in the bottom here with some edible grasses, wheatgrass, things like that for the cats. I think they'd really enjoy it. So I'm going to try and figure out if I have enough of the correct lengths to build a little planter box to just toss in there. And as you can see, we carpeted it, but I still have to paint it and put on the roof. We have greenhouse panels, or we have a sheet of corrugated metal to put on the roof. My yard doesn't really get sun. This portion of the house only gets a few hours of sun, so I'm not particularly worried about them with the sun, but it would be nice to have it be just a bit more secure, and it's more for the rain. But they are out here all the time. It's really cool.